Hey folks, hope you're doing good today. I'm going to have a really cool day on the channel today because we're going to check out some stoner desert doom. And I've had this show actually lined up for a while now, but haven't been able to pull it out. But we've had it pushed forward today because one of our great friends of the channel is back today. Now, you might know him as Wisphaven, you might know him as Ungarat, and a bunch of other names as well, different projects that he's done over the time. We've been following this guy for ages. It's a one-man band. He started out doing atmospheric black metal, moved into some traditional black metal, moved into some death grind and stuff like that, and now he's moved into some stonery doom. He messaged me here and said this to me, and I'll just read it out quickly. It says, "Thanks again for the continued support. You've been there through it all. It's kind of odd that my final destination would be stoner doom, but I feel at home with this genre, and it's where I'm going to stay from now on." Now, I read that and I immediately didn't like what he said to me there. And I did say to him, man, it's all about the journey, and it's been a pleasure being on board with his band. But you say that now that you know your final destination is stoner doom and this and that, but you might just find further down the line that you move on to something else. So just keep your options open. I never like to hear someone say, this is where I'm going to stay, this is what I'm going to do for the rest of my life or whatever, because A, it's not usually the case, and B, I think mentally you kind of pigeonhole yourself then, that if you ever woke up one day and thought, well, I want to make some more atmospheric black or something like that, you might kind of talk yourself out of it and say, no, I'm a stoner doom band now, we don't make that music anymore. And I wouldn't like to think that anyone thinks like that about their music. Music to me is about freedom of expression. So if he wants to do any other kind of music that's not stoner doom, just do it, is my opinion. Don't feel like, you've got to settle on this or that. It's not the case, especially as a one-man band as well. You've got the freedom to do whatever you like. So if at some point down the line you think, man, I'm done with a stoner doom, I want to move on to something else, just do it. He's going by Sunsetter with this with project, I'll call it. The track that we're going to listen to today is called Sunday Worship. It's got a lyric video to it. Let's check this out. Make sure you got yourself suitably ripped for this video. We're going to be here for a while listening to a lot of stoner doom. He's got the right tone. cannabis worship. Cool. He could have brought that xylophone sound up a bit more, especially the first time it came in. You couldn't really hear it in the mix. Just needed to be a bit louder. Absolutely nailed it. This guy might have found his home because he did that proper nice, and he kind of nailed all the boxes you want to tick for this kind of stuff. Grooving, great sound, thick and chunky and fuzzy and buzzy, sounded right. The drums sounded right. They had the right tone to them, raw, not like a metal kit or something like that. Had a good sound to it. Cymbals were nice and washy, good ting on the ride as well. So the drums sounded right. You don't want a kind of punchy, metalcore-y tight kit for this kind of music. It's loose, it's raw, it's washy, and you just want that kind of sound for it. So you pick the right drum kit to go with the music. Very good, great bass sound in there as well, and they did a great job on the vocal, I thought. Sat it back in the mix, reverbed it up, layered it up, gave it an atmosphere, gave it that stonery vibe. Very cool lyrics as well. Bit of cannabis worship in there. He must be getting some nice stuff at the moment, and it's totally set him down this path. Very cool. But yeah, I thought he nailed all the boxes that he wanted to do. Cool video to go with it as well. I enjoyed that for a lyric video. Did a nice job on there. So yeah, absolutely killed it. I have said to this guy in the past on his other projects, I like this, but I'd change this about it. I'd change that about it. I'm not going to say that about this one. Other than that xylophone or whatever it was in the background there, you couldn't quite hear that in the mix. I would have just turned that up, but that's super minor. But yeah, this guy nailed it on this one. So maybe he has found his home for the time being at Stoner Doom, and keep getting ripped and making cool groovy music. That'd be cool. But as I say, if somewhere down the line, a year down the line, whatever, you think, man, I've had enough of ripping bongs and writing groovy tunes, I want to do some death metal or something like that, just do it. Don't think that you've kind of got to stick at one thing. That's really not the way to go with music. Sick. Next band we're going to check out, we checked these guys out before. They're a really cool band. These are a two-man band. This is Altered Mist. Their track is called Prom Person. Let's groove out with these guys. You just know straight away these kind of tracks when they start. You're just in for a nice grooving time. Yeah. You gotta have those big ass washy cymbals, because they just sound so great against a grizzly guitar like this. and a nice ting on the ride. Great tone on this one, and the way to get it super thick is he uses an octaver on the guitar as well to get those bassy tones. Does a cool job. Sick. Like these guys a lot. They're really, really cool. Like they're a two-piece band getting the job done of this kind of music because it's super thick. And the guitarist has had to use an octaver and stuff and, you know, figure out how to fill out the sound because you do really want a bassist in this kind of music, to be honest with you. I'd rather have a bassist than a guitarist, to be honest with you, in this kind of music. But if you can make it work by getting both tones out of a guitar or a bass, sick. Very cool job, way to do it and keep yourself as a two-piece band. Drumming sound, sick. Big ass washy cymbals, again, got the right sounding drum kit to go with this music. Kind of papery and slappy rather than tight and punchy. Yes, sounded great. Great grooves in there as well. The next band I'm going to check out is called Low Orbit, which is the kind of name you want for this band kind of music as well. The track is called Wormhole. Here we go. Yeah, as I say, the second these kind of tracks start, you just say, yes, I know what's coming and I'm ready for it. Thick.
Deviation gives no right. Crush it like
feels so great to move your body to this music. Loving these sexy solos as well, sounding great. Yeah. Sick. All the bands that we've checked out so far today know exactly what they need to do to achieve the kind of sound that you want for this kind of music. The elements that you need to bring together to make stoner doom. And they're doing a super nice job of it so far, all these bands. Getting that thick, buzzy, fuzzy tone is essential to this kind of music. They've all had their own tone, but it's got that characteristic to it. Sounds absolutely great. I wouldn't be surprised if they're not all using some kind of orange amp or something like that though, because that is the best kind of amp to get that tone. Again, with the bass though, it's thick, it's fuzzy, it's distorted, but it's got its own place within the mix and sets an even deeper, lower power to the music that the guitars aren't bringing in. Sick! Big ass washy cymbals and those papery drums. You know what, tight drums, man. All the bands have had the right drum sound and the right drum beats to go along with it, dropping you into the next section, just sloshing around with the snare. Sick. Absolutely love it. And the way that they're sitting the vocal in the mix as well. It's a lead vocal, but it's not right up there sat on top of all the music and the rest of it. It's buried in there. It's reverbed in there. It's got an atmosphere to it. It's got layers to it. And it just sounds really cool, blended in and kind of sat with those thick, distorted guitars and the washy cymbals and everything. It just sits in there nicely. Perfect. Ticking all the right boxes. The last band we're going to check out today are new to the channel, Planet of the Eights. Their track is called Holy Fire. Let's finish with these guys. Really enjoyed it. Yeah. There you go. That's all you need to know. Cool. feels so good to move to this music. Love the kind of solos you get in this music. Nice. Solos have just got a lot of feeling to them, and this kind of music feels great. This music just puts a massive smile on my face. I've got face ache from smiling for about 25 minutes straight, but it just puts a big ass smile on my face. Absolutely love it. Sick. I've enjoyed today's show, one of the most that I've enjoyed any of the shows that I've made so far, and this is the first time we've really kind of concentrated specifically on Stoner Doom, Desert Stoner Doom and all of that stuff. And I think we've picked out 4 equally nice bands that are really nice and all ticking the boxes that they need to for this kind of music. I haven't felt any of these bands are lacking anything or have gone too far with it or anything like that. They've ticked all the boxes, had the right sound, had the right mix, blended the vocal in the right way. They've all had that melodic vocal, but it's gone great with this kind of music. You can get some guys that do a more aggressive, shouty, gravelly vocal, but I think the melodic kind of stonery vocal goes equally nice with this kind of music as well. It doesn't need to be heavier, you know. Really, really nice, because the guitars are so freaking heavy in this kind of music. You know, you don't need any more heaviness. They've done enough for you. The drummers have done an absolutely sick job in every single band. They've used the right beats and the right fills to move you from one section to the next, swapping up the cymbals from washiness to the tinging on the ride to the hi-hat open and closed. All those different things make a big difference in this kind of music, and all the drummers today have just nailed it in the right way to just slop you about with the sound and just drop you into every next section in the right way. You don't have to have heard these bands before to instantly get on board with the music and enjoy it. And as I say, the first 2 seconds of this kind of music, as soon as you hear boom, no, no, that's all you need to know. you're just going to get straight in with this kind of music and enjoy it from the first 2 seconds out. You don't need to sit there and think, man, do I like this or not? Or where's the groove in this? No, you're just straight in with the groove. And this is probably one of the grooviest kinds of music there even is as well. So, man, if you can't groove out to this kind of music and get your body moving and jiggling about, man, you got no rhythm. So this stuff is absolutely dope. Thanks super much to Sunsetter for actually pulling this forward. I've had this lineup set up it for about 2 months now, wanting to pull it out, but just haven't had the chance to. But Sunsetter's pulled it forward to today, and I'm really, really pleased that he has. And hopefully he'll send up over his next track as well, and I'll pull out some more cool bands. And all the other bands that have been on today, hopefully they send some stuff over, because I think these 4 bands, if you saw these 4 bands at a gig, man, what a night that would be. Absolutely sick. Loving it. So hope you've enjoyed that today, guys, as well. We'll see you around tomorrow for some more cool bands. Cheers. Bye.